For all the best tips and strategies, check out the Ultimate Utility app. Links are available in the description. So with the Shamrock and Awe event in World War II came two new weapons, an LMG and an SMG. I just wanted to showcase some gameplay and talk about them briefly, sort of like a mini review. So first and foremost, these appear to only be available via collections and supply drops. There's currently no contracts or special orders to earn these, but I imagine these will be coming soon. Now if you've got armory credits to spare, then you can grab the St. Patrick's Day variants, but for a hefty price. The M-38 SMG costs a whopping 21,575 credits. The MG81 LMG costs 18,025, so not as bad but still close. As mentioned, both of these come with the green and gold holiday camo. If you don't have a lot of armory credits to spare, I'd be willing to bet that challenges for these will be coming sooner than later. If you took a peek at some of the revised orders and contracts, you'll see that weapons are now even easier to earn than ever. But I'm not sure why they didn't add these two weapons to the mix right away though. So let's talk about the SMG first. This is the M-38, which is fully automatic with modest damage and the fastest ADS time in class. The major drawback to this weapon for some people is evident right away, and that's the ugly iron sights. It's just a giant number 4. I can't say I've ever seen a sight like this before, but it wasn't too hard to get the hang of. Now speaking of 4, it appears to be a 4 to 6 shot kill weapon, which is pretty good for an SMG. The recoil can get a bit out of control in a hurry, but luckily it's more or less straight vertical. And if you've ever used a weapon that kicks like a mule, you should know how to control it with at least some success. Overall, I love the feel of this weapon. It's well suited for the airborne suppressor as well. I even had no issues taking on mid to long range engagements. This is definitely the better of the two new weapons, but like all weapons, it'll take some getting used to. Next is the MG81, which is a full auto LMG with what the game says has moderate recoil, a fast fire rate, and the fastest ADS time in class. So right off the bat, most of that is Mickey Mouse bull squash. Based on my own calculations, the ADS time is identical to every other LMG in its class at 300 milliseconds. Likewise, the supposed fast fire rate is also deceiving. Out of the 5 other LMGs in its class, it only shoots faster than the Bren. Every other LMG has a faster fire rate based on my testing. What's also odd is that the game says it has a 50 bullet capacity, but without extended mags, I always started with 60. So I'm not sure if this is a glitch or not, but I'll definitely take it. Now as for the damage, when I tested this, I found it to have a 3-shot kill range at all ranges. This makes it extremely powerful, just like the Lewis. In fact, this is more or less a copy of the Lewis with just a few changes. As for the recoil, it's definitely manageable. It seems to have more left to right movement than vertical, but I had no issues controlling it at any range. The iron sights are a bit bulky, but again, they're pretty manageable. I'd say this is a higher magazined, less recoil, and slower firing Lewis. But I think the lower recoil and higher magazine alone make it a decent option if you don't like the Lewis. So there you have it. The big question here is it worth spending over 15,000 armory credits on each of these? Based on my own testing, I'd say you're better off waiting until the challenges come out. They're likely going to be something incredibly easy yet time consuming, such as completing 50 or maybe 100 matches. If you like the gold and green camos that the collection variants provide, then by all means buy them. But if you're on the fence about either of them, I'd at least play a couple of matches and earn some supply drops. Not only could you possibly get one of these in there, but you could also get some of the collection items in their categories, which would ultimately lower the armory credits you'd have to spend. Now I'm a vicious admirer of the LMG, so I love the fact that they added yet another one. The SMG is also quite capable of doing some serious damage, and it has the feel of a great weapon. Both weapons I'd consider to be good, so the decision of spending a lot of credits is entirely up to you. But I still maintain you're better off waiting for the challenges or using the luck of the Irish in supply drops.